Hello, computer. Shit. Hello. Welcome to another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Today we got Goon, and we have Goon Leader. And then probably like some more low goons off to the side. Everybody's a goon. It's just how it is. One way or another. Goon at politics. Just goon in general. We had a discussion about this on another OOC earlier. Don't worry about it. We're professional here, apparently. Fuck professional. Anyway. So people wanted to go talk to Cece at the Duke's place. So I'm guessing y'all, well, Tentacle and probably his newly created squire probably just kind of, yeah, because that was the thing, just walk into the Duke's or the Duke's place.
Yeah,
Kincaid joining.
He's waiting outside.
Okay.
For the record, Tintagel will have sent ahead to the Duke in order to ask permission for this meeting before he bothers to come, because if she says fuck off, then, well, there's not very much he can do.
She'll you'll get a response back that she is willing to see a few people today. She also asks.
She also asks that what, sorry?
Oh, sorry, my mic fucked up again. She also asks about Kincaid, if he will be coming as well.
The response I will give back is no. Kincaid has said he doesn't, or rather, How did you phrase it, Marcus? In the last scene, this character has eidetic memory, so he'll remember your exact phrasing.
He's going to respect her wishes. He says when he'll see her when she says she wants to see her. That's the last word he got.
Okay, in that case, I will inform her that I will bring him to the Ducal Freehold, but he will only see her if she wishes to see him.
The message replied back is, okay, think of this in a really high-pitched, annoying voice, because I currently am having problems doing much else, and this is somebody else writing this shit. But if I asked about him, I kind of want to see the bitch.
In that case, he will turn. I'm going to assume this is in the Great World because he's using his phone, and he will say, "It would appear as though Mr. Kincaid, she wishes to see you."
Oh, that was all said in the Duke's voice, by the way. The Duke was literally just saying what Cece said word for word.
I was going to assume it was a text message or something, but okay.
Text message too, yeah, that works. You said phone, and I was like, oh, it's a phone call, and then it was like, okay, apparently not. Yeah, text message is cool too.
He looks at it before he goes. He looks straight at Tinigo and he says, "I need $200."
You need what, sorry? What did you say, Marcus? You need what?
I need €200.
He'll quirk an eyebrow and he'll say, "Why?" In that case, Tintagel will open his wallet and give the man €200.
He looks at it and he goes, Kim, I got a resources of 2. Can I afford like €200 without like my life?
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, cool. He looks at it and goes, I just wanted to see you. Give it to me. Here you go. I gotta go shopping.
Very well. We'll meet you at the Ducal Freehold.
Kincaid will also play a sous chef. Are you alive?
Yeah, of course. I would hope I am, since you're calling.
Good. Things going okay? Did you figure out the recipe?
I'm, for the most part, I'm still working on getting it down perfectly.
Good. I'll call you tomorrow. Bye.
Yes, sir. Bye.
I like that one. She'll go far.
In the next 2 hours, she was just crying uncontrollably because he called her on her off day.
Alright, so Kim, we gotta rock up to the Ducal Freehold.
You guys.
Avenue.
Yep. You guys see my quickly becoming my favorite NPC ever. Is this Corgi Puka.
Is he still playing with a certain toy soldier?
No, you can kind of you can kind of guess if somebody walked out and noticed he wasn't doing his job and he was just kind of like stunned looking at this toy, so they just kind of carefully took the toy and put it in a drawer.
There's another one being put on the desk, Kim.
Loathing. He's just trying to do his job. So he was up and he was kind of bouncing around on the tip of his toes as he was doing all this work and everything, and his little ears are just flop 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 all over the place as is his little bitty curly tail. Then he looks up at you guys and he's like hello. Oh. He sees the red cap and he just kind of trails off.
Well, Red Cap looks slightly less intense because he's got lots of pink bags and shit everywhere.
It's probably scarier to him now.
There is one black bag. Everything else is pink.
Squire?
Yes.
No, sorry, he's talking to Squire Philip.
Oh.
Yes, your excellency.
Go and inform go and tell His Grace that we have arrived.
Of course, your excellency. And he bolts off down the hall. You just hear pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter.
Fun fact: I think the only person here that can actually call the Duke is Evan.
Yes.
And in real life too. Evan's the only person that can call it Duke.
So, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter. As Philip comes back and he's like, okay, I have if you don't mind following me, your excellency and his entourage.
Lead on, Philip.
He kind of whimpers a little as he looks at the red cap. The red cap growls, so he turns off and he looks like he's gonna bolt, but then he's like, the rest of these people probably won't run after me, so I'm gonna. And so he takes off at a brisk walk.
What did you say, Mike? Sorry, you're being quite quiet.
He goes, "What's wrong with that guy?"
He is somewhat hyperactive.
Oh, okay.
Kim, we follow the tiny tail as it proceeds to hop.
Yes. So he leads you back into the palace through winding corridors. Oh, excuse me. Oh, excuse me again. Okay, damn. Haven't had anything but water all day, but fine. Excuse you. Well, water and ice cream, but anyway. So he will bring you guys to a set of double doors. They look very elegant. Obviously, this must be a very large guest room, and he'll gently rap on the door before opening and saying, he'll kind of peek his head in and look around speaks very softly to someone. You can guess probably an attendant or a nurse or a doctor or something. And then he'll nod and open the door wider. You see, has anyone here met Baroness Ayala?
No.
At times. Okay. You pretty
Oh no! Oh, we met. We met. She ran off after the bar tobacco.
Oh yes. She didn't run off. She did a certain thing. Wayfared with that werewolf out of there. You see a stunning replica of Baroness Ayala, and as a matter of fact, if she hadn't been wearing if she hadn't been wearing the colors of House Liam, you would swear that that is Ayala. Because what a lot of people don't realize is she actually has a twin in this city. So you kind of see her with her hair pulled back. She is wearing House Liam colors, but she also has a white lab coat over them. Actually, in the chimerical world, you can actually see the House Liam colors stitched very, small on her breast pocket. Their house emblem. Heraldry. There we go. And she seems to be plucking out shards of something with a pair of tweezers. Cece looks in horrible fucking condition. She's kind of laying on her chest. I didn't go much into detail in that Facebook post because at the end of the day that was a Facebook post. But so you know how her wings are dragonfly wings, and they are very, very fragile, and they're anchored to the body with the exoskeleton and everything like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, when they ripped them off, they did exactly that. So you can still see it wasn't really an exoskeleton because she doesn't have an exoskeleton. So instead of that, it was bone. You can still see the shards of bone protruding where her wings were once connected. And there seem to be small flakes, which you guys can all tell is cold iron around this wound. Well, the wounds, I should say. And the Baroness, well, not the Baroness, the lady, seems to be carefully removing each one of them. She will look up at you three, look over to Kincaid and all the bags, and says, shall I take my leave?
Tangel will walk into the room. Is the Duke present or is he not?
He is not.
Okay. He will say, "My apologies, my lady. We have not been introduced."
She clearly waits for someone of higher title to go first.
In that case, since he didn't bring a troll, he will kind of snap his fingers for Zeke. Zeke, you will have to do the give the Count's introduction.
Oh, good lord! Can you
Just count. Just His Excellency Count Tintagel Flicker Flame App Dougal. It's fine.
This is His Excellency Tintagel Flicker Flame Abdougal.
I am Knight Midori Ni Liam.
A pleasure to make your acquaintance, Sir Knight.
Pleasure is all mine, Your Excellency.
Zeke, you would now, by hierarchy, introduce your good self.
I am Zeke little child Abdougal. Squire.
Very good. How is your patience, Doctor? Or, sorry, no, she He will continue to call her Sir Knight. How was your patient, Sir Knight? Is Cece conscious or unconscious, by the way? She's getting stuff removed from her.
You can tell she's conscious, but she's kind of loopy right now because holy fuck, she's in a lot of pain and they've drugged her ass up. She will go on to say, it's not like she's trying to be disrespectful, but at the same time, she's trying to do her job. You can tell that this has been a slow process because she hasn't been trying to remove all of the cold iron at once. You can tell over time that she's been removing pieces of it every couple of days or so, which is why, there's another process going on right now. And you can see her turn back to her work. She's not trying to be disrespectful. She's just trying to get her job done because open wounds, and there's people who didn't really scrub down, and this isn't exactly a sterile area at the end of the day. She will say, she's on the road to recovery. That's all I can really say at this point.
Tintagel will basically unlock his gauntlets, so the metal parts will fall away from his hands. He'll put them down on a side table or somewhere else. Is there obviously a place here where he can wash his hands to sterilize them?
Yes.
Okay. You will see him walk over and he'll kind of nudge his head for Zeke to do the same.
He'll nod and wash his hands as well. He'll go further. He'll wash all the way up his arm, still to the point of the end of his sleeves.
Perhaps we should inform you. We have been sent here, or rather, we have come here in order to look into dreaming prosthesis for Madam CC, for Master CC here, or Mistress CC here.
She inclines her head. You can kind of tell. Okay, Kincaid, you got your gauntlets on?
Yup.
The doctor gave a hella sus and side eye to those gauntlets because they are covered in rust and probably dried blood and all sorts of nasty stuff, which to any sane person just screams, nasty infection. And so she will want to say, okay. Give me just a few more minutes here to finish up my work and bandage the wounds.
Absolutely. Yes, by all means, take your time. We will lay out is there a table next to the bed?
Yeah, but right now, there's that small surgery table where it's got all the different tools and, of course, the container for where you see the bloody shards of cold iron. But there's like a little side table as well. It's like a wooden side table, like a nightstand and shit.
In that case, they'll wait until she's done, because it'll probably be easier for Tintagel if he can lay his tools out on the surgery table so he can sit on the side of the bed and do the work that he needs to do.
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
You're familiar with some of the afflictions of a magical nature that can exist among our kind?
Indeed.
How far does the death field extend?
Excuse me?
How far does my aura of death extend?
I see. From what I have seen of those with your affliction, it is generally kept to the room. If it must be spoken of in yards, perhaps. Let me go look up in a book, because I'm pretty sure it specifies. I'm thinking like 15. Let me go make sure.
Boom, boom, boom.
Oh, it doesn't say.
Is this like psychic vampire or something else like that?
Remember? It's possible.
Yeah, no, it's not a huge range, but it's not tiny either. I'd say your 15 foot to 20 foot is probably apt.
Yeah. Social, we'll just kind of say. It's about 15 feet or so. Which means I am telling you, not suggesting, that you stay no longer than 10 or so minutes.
I understand.
He will look back at Kincaid and he'll say, "We will require longer than that, Master Dunson. So would you wish to have your talk with Madam Cece before or after we begin?"
Before.
Very well done. Mr. Littlechild, would you, I take it that you would require or desire privacy?
If it please the court.
Mr. Littlechild. Actually, you know what? He'll kind of walk to the door and he'll call. Squire. He doesn't shout, but he kind of raises his voice to the point it carries. Squire Philip.
Yeah, he will be following. He'll already be following as you're walking.
Pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter patter, pitter. Your Excellency?
I think some kind of coffee in Danish.
Right away, Your Excellency. I'll speak to, I'll speak to Mom. Nod. Runs off again.
While Zeke and the Count and the Doctor are outside, Zeke actually raises his hand to say something really quickly.
Okay, because I sense that we're going to have a Kincaid X CC segment, so you might want to ask your questions now, kiddies.
He's actually just going to offer his card to the Doctor and say, I can stand short periods of time around the substance that you're removing. If you need help, you can call upon me.
She looks at you offering a card, and then she looks down at her hands, which are gloved and bloody, and trying to work on removing cold iron, and she just looks back up at you, and she's got that look of like, really?
I'll leave it on the table in there for you.
She just nods her head. Yes, if you don't mind.
Oh no, that not a problem. But just to let you know, I can stand it for periods of time. I don't have any medical training, but I follow instruction very well.
Tintagel will he'll look out the window and he'll say, "How many pieces have you removed, and how many are still there?"
Too many, and not enough. I can't really give an X-ray, considering at the end of the day that is still metal, and those things react badly, but I'm assuming there's a lot more from what I've seen. I don't know how many are internal, and it seems that she was made to swallow some as well. So I will have to do surgery further on later. They are no doubt lodged in her internal organs.
You see, we can have her fitted in the sense of I can have her measured for the prosthesis that will be required. However, they can only be implanted when the cold iron has been removed. You understand? Our artifice will cease to function in its presence. Poor child.
She nods her head and says, understandable. That will still take me... It will take me some time. I'm trying not to do this all in one go. I want to let her heal portion at portion before moving on.
Correct me if I'm wrong in this, but my medicine is not clearly as advanced as yours. what has been removed with cold iron will not regrow, correct?
She inclines her head.
That is monster. That is monster.
And it makes this process much difficult. Sorry, I'm tired. It makes this process much more difficult than it usually would be, as internal bleeding is quite possible, if it is not already happening, though so far she does not show the signs. I'm assuming the cold iron is helping, which is why when you are stabbed or hit with an arrow, you don't really want to remove the arrow until you are back at someone who can bandage you up, because if not, then the arrow was keeping the blood inside of your body, but once it is removed, and my apologies, Your Excellency, I tend to ramble.
Does the eye remain in her socket or no?
It is there still, but it is slashed and blinded.
I can have it measured for the correct prosthesis. However, I would not trust myself to remove the eye, so I may have to trouble you to do that when the time comes.
She inclines her head and says, "We shall talk more about this later." Kincaid does not have... Actually, no, he never introduced himself. He, motioning over to Kincaid with her head, does not have much time left to be here. So...
I was assuming we were having this conversation standing outside the door while Kincaid was actually having his conversation. If that makes sense. Because he wanted 10 minutes of privacy with her, if that makes sense. But yes, by all means. Kincaid, do your thing.
Oh, she wouldn't have left. She probably wanted to shoot everyone else out, but at the end of the day, you know, the dude still had the gauntlets of shag nasty.
Okay, in that case, at this point, Tintagel and Zeke will politely leave, and they'll say to Kincaid, when he's done, they'll be outside, and then they can do their examination before they leave.
Midori will just kind of look at Kincaid and pretty much, you know, she'll infer very heavily that it's best if he just kind of takes those gauntlets off.
Taking the hint, he unscrews the latch, he unscrews the bolt that's actually in his shoulder. You can look in the picture and see it.
Mm.
They're the original locking gauntlets. So yeah, he takes the point of lethal when he takes them off.
Mm-hmm.
And then drop to the ground.
You can leave them on the floor.
As you like. He's just staring creepily at this woman, waiting for her to move. Because she outranks him, so all he can do is wait.
She will set down her tools and kind of take off her gloves and throw them in the trash. She'll walk away to the corner of the room and take out a clipboard and start writing something down, no doubt a medical report, giving you guys a semblance of privacy, but she's just like, I'm not about to leave a patient, so...
With a red cap.
Yeah, this is not gonna happen.
Kind of goes to the edge. He goes to the edge of the bed. Well, he goes within 15 feet, because any further, and that's bad.
Well, the room is large, but it's not that large.
He moves to a safe distance and just kind of... CC.
If you are saying something, you are going to need to come a little closer. I'm having trouble doing much of anything.
He tells CC. Oh, she said that, huh?
Yeah.
Get any closer, you won't heal.
I currently have cold iron embedded in like all of me. I'm not healing much right now.
Okay. He moves closer.
So
Daddy's here.
Give me a moment. Oh my god. Was it not prepared? Because that shit just kind of, Jesus Christ, on that cracker. Fucking Jesus Christ. So there's a very dry kind of laughter. She is completely unrecognizable at this point as well. In fact, she looks more like Midori than anyone else. Her skin has darkened and her hair has gotten significantly curlier. Because, you just... Yep. Stays any longer, there's going to be twins are going to turn into, triplets.
Hey, she almost had red hair before she left. Almost.
Yep. And so she will say, well, you know how I've been. How have you been?
Resisting the urge to give in to my baser instincts.
You're gonna have to be a little bit more specific than that. You red caps think you have like base instincts, but it's just like 53 bazillion different ones, like food, eating, and all sorts of stuff. So, gotta narrow it down a bit.
I've been trying to stay occupied so I don't do stupid things like rush into other kingdoms and try and come get you.
I mean, I'm right here, so I don't know where you rush off to.
This was not always the case, you see.
I mean, technically speaking, bits and pieces of me are still over there. Like my toes and my fingers and my wings. But I'm here.
And I am happier.
That's good.
I bought you stuff. Probably can't use it now because you're all fucked up.
Thanks, I could not tell.
I'd just like for you to know that I noticed that your state was fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
I was not shying. I was not shying away from the fact that you were fucked up.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
And it will not change anything. The fact that you're fucked up.
If I had the strength to move right now, I'd probably be throwing something at you. But I don't really have that strength right now. And I'm kind of like all loopy. There's like 3 of you right now. And like this high is worse than when I had my chrysalis, but go on.
Could you imagine if there were 3 of me? That'd be fun.
No.
Speaking of which, my Corby would love to meet you. Anyway,
that's gonna have to be a large no from me. Okay.
Offer's still there. Look, I didn't know what you wanted me to do, and I didn't want to disrespect you. I was told that's a bad idea, so I didn't.
Okay.
So how many favors are we? How many favors are we gonna owe to get you fixed?
I don't really know at this point. Probably a lot. Not really sure if they're going to be favors, but I know my life is going to be owed to like the Duke and Lady Midori over there. But I'll deal with it later. It's kind of like the hospital costs in America. Like, you know you're going into debt, but at the same time, you're kind of dying. So you're just going to go into debt and cry about it later.
I got you. I'm building up favors to try and help alleviate that.
It's fine. I can do it myself. I am a
Strong,
person.
independent woman. You don't need no man.
Yes. I especially do not need 3 of them.
You don't know that.
I mean, I'm pretty sure. Like 95% sure.
Look, I can't do shit to help you right now, but I can make sure that you have a place to stay when this is all over. Well, your place is maintained. Anything else you want me to take care of? Because literally, if I stand here any longer than 10 minutes, you'll just keep dying. I'll feel fine, but you'll just start dying.
I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I'm still kind of dying right now. Cold iron embedded in a body is, it's no bueno, dude.
And as much as I'd love to pick it out of you, they won't let me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not saying that your touch is not gentle, but it's not fucking gentle.
No.
Yeah.
I was absent that day.
Mm-hmm. I think all red caps were. It was just kind of like that universal thing.
Really? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're not wrong.
Yeah, whereas us Piskies were there like the entire course of being nice. You guys left.
I'm nice.
You don't have the gentle touch, though.
But I'm oh so nice.
Not particularly.
It's not my fault you're a bad girl.
That's not even a... That's like 2 things now I have to throw at you when I get out of this place.
As soon as you can walk again, you can do all manner of things.
I mean, certainly not the things you're thinking of.
I'm not gonna do anything stupid.
Uh-huh. I'm pretty sure just one of you saying that is hilarious, but now that there's 3 of you saying that, that's even better.
Because I'm not.
Because you probably are.
I'm not gonna do anything stupid.
Uh-huh. What have you done today, then?
I had boar ass.
And?
Went and talked to a dragon. Well, His Excellency wouldn't talk to a dragon. I just stood there while he talked to a dragon.
Excuse me?
He's a really cool dragon.
And
He's cooler than most changelings I've ever met.
dude, I'm so high right now. I'm starting to imagine hearing things. Huh?
You did not imagine it, Pat. I really did talk to a dragon today.
How the frickety frack did you talk to a dragon?
Yeah, he's pretty straight. He's a straight shooter. Or on a flying ship.
Okay, I can believe flying ships.
Flying ships are believable, but dragons aren't. Right.
No, dragons are completely believable. The fact that you talk to a dragon and are still in one piece is not.
I didn't show up to fight it. I showed up to fight it. Probably in a different conversation.
How the... Okay, you mean to tell me you went and saw a dragon and you didn't try to turn up?
It was to help you.
Aww. Wait, what?
They're gonna... You'll see when they come in and they start poking and prodding and shit. They're gonna try and do something really cool.
Better not poke and prod. I've had enough of poking and prodding.
There might be some measurements. do, but other kinds.
To be fair, you could just use the measurement Z-Cat.
Oh. Tim, everyone is kind of giving like Kincaid a few minutes. It's just a quick little like
I'm
solo
sorry.
thing. Yeah, my
know.
bad. Sorry, I
I'm
didn't.
not doing
I
that.
just saw side chat. My bad. The rest of you guys will come back shortly because Kincaid kind of got a flaw, so he can't really stay here too long. Sorry. I just saw the side chat. I probably should switch my screen so I can see sky chat all the time. There we go. Okay. Are you sure I need this? Because I'd rather not go into debt any more than I already am.
I'm working some angles.
That sounds actually worse. What are you trying to do?
Make it so this doesn't suck for us after.
It's gonna suck either way. You should have seen the way that they were treating the commoners up there. It's horrible. Shit,
All
even the
better.
squires.
Until you're all better, I can't do shit. So that's my focus right now.
Okay. Okay, gotcha. Also, anything that I say and do right now, don't like take it to heart because I can't even like I don't even remember what I said like 5 minutes ago. Okay.
Right.
Uh huh.
All right, I'm gonna go now so you don't die.
Yeah, I rather
Do you
enjoy
want
my
anything?
life.
Do you want anything from me? I
Um,
bought you presents, but like I said, you probably can't use them.
I would say like a high five, but I can't really move my arm right now.
Yep, there's a great big piece of metal. Right, I'm not gonna touch that. And listen,
You please don't touch that.
if it makes you feel any better, you look really hot right now.
That does not make it better.
Yeah, well,
I'm kind of on the verge of death right now. That's the thing.
yeah.
I don't want to look at your internet search history anymore. Not that I didn't want to look at that in the first place, but now I really don't want to.
It's all Russian gymnasts and acrobats. Don't worry about it.
I would say I can't stand you, but I literally cannot stand you right now.
I'm gonna go and practice my rope time. I'll see you when you call for me again.
Just imagine I'm doing like a thumbs up right now. Yeah, because I'm totally doing like a thumbs up right now.
He walks out and he walks out seeing everybody all assembled and even
Very important question, Kim. Or Kim, yes. Did the corgi get me my coffee in Danish?
Yes. As you guys were kind of waiting outside, he actually, pretty much what Karina saw was, she saw the lovely, lovely Corgi Puka coming back up again with a tray full of tea and various little, like, snacky sweets and shit like that. And just kind of looked at you and, y'all had the little discussion of, and when she figured out, or when he figured out that you wanted to see CC, he was just kind of like, okay, come on. And then took you to the rest of these shenanigan starters. So yeah. Y'all are all just kind of like chilling out in the hallway right now, snacking on food and tea and hot cocoa. With a little bitty note from a woman who simply signed Mom, that she hopes that you guys all really enjoy the food and that she worked hard on them.
Oh. When Kincaid comes out, Tintagel will rise from. He's probably sitting in like a window on a windowsill or something like that. He'll kind of brush his hands together. And he'll say, "Very well, let us go to work, Mr. Little Child."
Test, test. Can you hear me?
Oh, sorry, it's quiet.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. All right, sounds good.
The two of them will enter the room.
Well, I'm assuming Karina's going as well. Question mark? Question mark, question mark? Tim?
What's up?
Is Karina going in as well?
I mean, we're going into where I thought we weren't all saying CC.
Well, now, like, some more people are, like, going in. At first, it was just, like... Okay, so, everybody showed up. And then, CC and Kincaid wanted to have a talk. But now, like, more people are going, like... They're going back in because Kincaid has a certain thing. That means, like, you know, he kind of soaks health levels away from people and shit like that. So, now, like, he is gone and more people are going in there now that CC's kind of out of immediate danger. So,
Yeah, Karina would go in too.
okay.
Okay.
Sorry, it came in late, so I'm just figuring out what's going on.
Yeah, that's fine.
No worries. Tachel and Zeke are here for a reason, so that's why they're here.
Zeke will offer a bow to Karina.
Tintagel will walk in and he'll basically have Zeke hand him a bag because it's not quite a doctor's bag, but it contains his tools, and he'll basically lay them out on a on the table so he can basically sit and access his tools, and he will say, "Good afternoon, Mistress Cece. I assume you heard my introduction when I entered, so there's no need for me to give it again. I've heard an awful
Who the
lot
fuck
about
are
you,
you?
though. I've never met you."
Okay, that's cool.
Sorry.
No on.
No, this was Ian out of character. Sorry, there was a space there.
Okay. You know, when Tintagel's finished speaking, Cece's just gonna kind of look up at him, and we'll just kind of say, "I really don't like." Okay, look, that was a couple minutes ago. I kind of forgot all that. So what's up, dude? How you doing?
My name is he'll introduce himself. My name is Count Tintagel Flickerflame Abdougal, and I'm here to help you. Adam, are you able to move your hand? Are you able to move your arms?
I'm gonna have to go with a soft no.
Okay. He will very gently put his hands under her arms so that he can hold them out. So basically, he won't hold them out straight, he'll put them out as straight as he can so he can get an idea. How many of the fingers are missing from each hand?
Two are missing from the right hand, the pointer finger and the middle finger. So she's got, you know, the pinky and the forefinger and then the thumb. And then on her left hand, so I can do directions, she's missing her thumb, middle finger, and pinky finger, leaving only her pointer finger and her forefinger.
Okay. Tintagel will take what looks to be a ruler, kind of a metal ruler, but it's covered in scribbles and arcane sigils on it. And he'll start to measure the finger, basically measure where the fingers should be and the length that they should be, and he'll start to scribble down measurements. See, very good. We can do that. Now then. I'm going to have to touch your face. Are you amenable to this?
I really can't feel much right now, so sure. Just don't stick your fingers anywhere weird.
The look of, well, as I say, his expression never changes from a blank neutral. He'll shrug.
figure he has that blink though. Oh, just what?
He will very delicately reach in. Once again, craftsman's hand. So he's very delicate with his touch. He will measure the eye. He'll measure it compared to the other eye. He'll kind of get an indication as to how wide her eye is. He'll actually stretch the eye ever so slightly, open the good eye, so you can see how much kind of so he can just take exact and accurate measurements. And he'll say, "Very well. Allow me to explain, Mistress Cece. I am here in order to fit you for a number of new prosthetics, including fingers and a new eye. Are you amenable to this?"
I'm gonna go with a sure right now, but I have a feeling I'm gonna get like hit in the face like the American, healthcare system and get hit with like a mighty fine bill of like you owe me my fucking life or you owe me your life later, but okay.
I assure you there will be no cost. I'm merely trying to rectify the wrong that has been done to you.
That sounds like a lie. Your account. You people always like to do shit like that. Did you say you were account? I can't remember.
He'll extend his hand for Zeke to give him the design that he's been carrying with him in a hard tube.
He'll reach into his bag and extract the designs for the wings.
He will also say, "I'm not exactly sure what Mr. Kincaid spoke to you about. If he mentioned my current project, then perhaps he has been helping me with something for you." He will unroll the parchment on the table and put it under Cece's nose so she can see it. So she'll see obviously she won't understand the technical jargon probably, but she'll see that they're basically trying to design wings. And they're pretty. Your own wings, Dr. Liam has told me, will never be able to be refabricated. However, we wished to be able to give you back the gift of flight that seemed so important to you, so I designed these. Beautiful. Not a replacement for the old, of course, but beautiful nonetheless. That should enable you to have the same quality that you had prior. What do you think?
I'm still trying to figure out what angle you're trying to work here. Cause like none of you guys do anything for the help of us. You always expect shit back. So
He will. There's a very brief moment. As I say, this character never shows emotion. There's a very brief moment of sadness in his eyes, and he says, "I will answer that question as to what I want or why I'm doing this. It is because Mr. Kincaid loves you, in his own style and in his own fashion. And I sense this is a very true feeling."
Zeke will raise a hand.
Yes,
May I speak?
by all means.
If it's not enough, I am also doing some of the work, and I am asking for nothing in return. And he'll move around so that she can see a face that, well, she would sort of know.
oh
As I've
Lord,
said.
you're wearing House Dougal colors too. The dead. Here we go.
As I've said.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Continuing.
I started work on some of this before I was brought into the house.
As I've said, Mr. Cece, Master Dunson loves you, and I think it is a true love, after his own fashion. I merely helping what he loves take wing. I swear in the eyes of the dreaming that is all I wish from this, lest my tongue be struck from my mouth, and my eyes ever darken to the world. I swear it once, I swear it twice, and in the name of dreaming I swear it thrice. There is no other option. There is no other payment I require. Money, I don't value. I have enough of it. Dross, I also have enough of that. Political favors, please. In all honesty, all I have to do is make a masterwork set of sheep plate, and I'm pretty sure that any knight would love me. All I have to do is create a suitable crown or goblet, and any noble would praise me. This is a higher calling, something done for a man's love.
Damn, how is your back not broken from just sucking your dick off like that? I mean, it was just kind of like stroking the shaft ego and everything like that. I mean, you went on a massive spiel about yourself. And you just kind of see Midori in the corner just kind of like covering her face because she's just kind of like, oh, holy shit. And then like when she goes over...
Karina's like, damn, fam.
And then like after a moment when like Midori gets, a hold of herself, she'll look back and say it, and will say, she is under very, she is, okay. She is under the influence of a lot of drugs right now. So I would not...
Kim, is there a pillow around here?
Oh, shit.
Like, I'm gonna smother the pixie. Yes, there's a pillow.
Kim, I'm gonna smother this pixie.
Wait, are you serious?
Deadly.
Okay.
I'm really not, but okay. Tadril, as they kind of falls off him like water off Duck's back. He doesn't seem to care that he's been insulted. He just shrugs, and he'll say, I will continue to do my work regardless of your opinions, Mr. Cece. Though I do hope that when the drugs have worn off, you will view things in a more positive light.
No, I'll probably view them in the same light. I just won't say them. God, there's like 4 of you now? Fuck.
He will stand up, and he'll basically collect his note paper that he's noted all her measurements down on, and he'll turn to the Liam, and he'll say, I thank you, Sir Knight. Oh, by the way, you might want to tell Tim, because he has met Baroness Ayala.
No.
About the knight in the room who was Ayala's twin.
Although I didn't know she was House Liam. That's, all right.
Yep. Lady Midori Fasika of House Liam.
All right.
What the fuck is all of that, Tim?
I'm not saying in the House of Liam book it says, I wish a Liam would roll up into my territory, I'll murk his ass in the street. But that's kind of what they said.
I mean, but at the end of the day, this ain't your territory, though. It's the Duke's palace.
Palace? I didn't even know where we were. I thought we were in Lady Midori's freehold.
No. Basically, like, it's still the Duke's palace, but Lady Midori has pretty much been hired to be, CC's pretty much personal doctor 24/7.
Okay.
And so
thank you. I did not know that either.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
You guys
No biggie.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, another random question. How many of her toes are missing? Because I remember you said that some of them were.
Just one on the right foot, just her big toe.
Okay.
And then
He will stand up.
but 2 of them on the left one.
Okay. He will stand up and he will kind of creak it. He'll kind of flex his shoulders as he'll walk back over and re-don the gauntlets to his armor. And he will then walk to the knight, and he'll say, "Right, well, I have taken what measurements I require." So he'll contemplate. Do you have a rough estimation when you should be done removing the cold iron? Even the more visible elements.
2 weeks. More than likely, it will be longer.
Very good. That will give me time to prepare. Very well. Are you familiar with the implantation of House Dougal dreaming technology, or would you prefer one of our surgeons do it?
I understand how it works.
In that case, I shall have it brought to the Ducal Palace and then given to you. Is that agreeable?
Indeed.
I thank you for your time, Sir Knight.
Zeke will take the card and hold it up towards the knight and put it somewhere relatively easily found, but out of the way at the same time.
Where is Kincaid gotten himself to?
He's back in the food area where all the Danish coffee was. He's very slowly eating one. It is taking all the power in his being, but it's distracting him.
He will, Titangel, as he's walking out the room, will look at Lady Stormfury and he'll say, "Do you have anything in particular you wish to discuss with Miss Cece, or are you coming with us, Baroness Stormfury?"
I simply wish to come by to say it's good to have you back, even if you don't believe me.
She will look up at you, and for the most part, as she's been having to deal with everyone, she's been out of it, so it's that kind of pleasant whoosh, like I can feel the pain, but it's just kind of, it's behind a smoke screen right now, and everything's kind of okay. But when you just kind of say that, it kind of shocks her for a moment. She looks at you, with her one eye. Well, only one that really can see. And it's pained and sad and agonizing. She'll just say, "I didn't know you all that well beforehand. I don't really see why you would be... Never mind, it is good to be back."
I can tell you why if you want.
Sure, why not?
Two reasons. First of all, a man, even if he doesn't consider me such, a friend of mine deeply cares about you. And that alone makes you someone whose safety is in my interest. Secondly, life's a life. Do I need a reason to care about it?
I mean, if I was she, probably, that would be enough reason, but at the end of the day, I'm not.
Crane will shrug. She'll say, I could get into all the intricacies of our kith. You already held reservations, likely would not budge in the face of them anyway. So, she is not. If anyone else wants to perception empathy or just being off, yeah, like they can go ahead and do so.
I'm a Dougal. I can't empathy worth crap.
Yeah, I know you have 5. You have 4 dots entitled, fam. I hope you have fun with that.
Yep. As he's walking out of the room and pulling on his gauntlets, you'll kind of hear the click, 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 click of metal on metal, and he will walk out. He will take the last sip of. He will kind of down the last of his coffee, and he will look down at Kincaid and he'll say, "Well, 1 reagent down, 3 to go. It would seem."
Yep.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, may I give you some? May I give you some candid advice?
Sure, Your Excellency.
Oh crap! What's the name of Anthony's Duchess again?
Vinia.
He will say, "I'm led to understand that you met the dragon in the park."
I met with him once, Your Excellency.
We met with him this afternoon. Rather pleasant little scamp. Our task was simple. It was to attempt to gather the ingredients necessary for Cece's wings. You recall I mentioned I needed a dragon scale.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Whilst I was in the negotiation process for this, Her Grace Lady Avonia will contemplate. His next words. What would the correct phrase be? Master Dunson, you... Oh, yes, sorry. He will say, undercut is one. Master Dunson, you tend to have a rather blunt way with words. How would you phrase it?
In the present company, I wouldn't.
Oh. Why is that, Master Dunson?
Yours are not the only ears that are listening.
That's fair. An idea, then. As pleasant as this coffee is, we have yet more reagents to gather. Would you care to accompany us, Baroness Stormfury, as we attempt to hunt for a griffin's feather?
Sounds rather fun to me, Your Excellency.
Wonderful. As I've said, we've already had an afternoon dalliance with a dragon. What is lunchtime with a griffin, I suppose?
Yes, but
I'll continue our story when we get outside.
she nods. Back of her head, she's going, ah, shit, here we go.
Yes.
Zeke raises his hand again.
You don't need to constantly do that, you know.
Oh, okay. I've got some good news.
What's the good news?
You remember that meeting that I was told you about that I was going to have with my possible supplier?
Yes.
I'm going to need to have a discussion with you about what the item is actually supposed to do, but they might be willing to supply us with some.
Supplies with what?
Mithril.
Excellent. Wonderful.
But the question is lying at the foot of what the original item that we are looking for Mithril for is going to do.
Of course. As they all kind of get outside, for the record, Tintagel in the Grey World, because we're going to drive there. Tintagel has quite a fancy looking sports car. Actually, it's a really expensive looking 4-door kind of, but it's still it's still kind of sleek and very very cool looking. As he'll sit into the car and he'll motion for Lady Karina to join him in the passenger side front seat.
All right, so go ahead and hop on in.
He'll then kind of the other two can sit in the back seat.
Zeke will get in.
Kincaid, you get into the car?
He gets in after he leaves the presence and says when she gets better. And then he walks away because he knows he's gonna fuck up saying anything cool right now. Then he goes and gets the car.
Tintagel actually looks really comfortable driving the car. But he will then say, now that we can categorically not be overheard by any ears in the ducal freehold, how would you phrase what happened in the park then, Master Dunson?
I would never speak of a noble in a disrespectful manner.
Yes.
However, comma. Yes. However, comma. And he pulls out a notebook and he goes, whenever an agreed upon course of action swayed from one is suspect as to why the original plan was put in place in the first place.
In essence, allow me to speak plainly, Baroness Stormfury. We went to the park with the mind and the mentality in order to acquire the scale for CC's device. I'm sure you understand that premise, yes?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Halfway through my negotiation with the dragon, Baroness, once again, insert name.
That's a Duchess.
Duchess Avinia.
Oh, Duchess, sorry. What was it, sorry?
Avinia.
Yeah. Duchess Avinia decided to state that instead of working with me and giving the scale, the dragon should in place work with her for the greater glory and honor that it would reap her, and that she would pay it 5 times more than I could in order to do so. And she completely forgot about the purpose that we were there for, and indeed CC's curative.
Out of character, guys. Give me a second. I have a meme for this.
This is going to be
Kermit again.
Hold on. Here we go. Oh, oops. I'm just going to put it in the side chat rather than bring it up as an overlay. There's Karina.
I love that dog. Max uses it so much.
If it helps, I think of Max as that dog.
Because he kind of is.
He kind of is. Max is disappointed in everyone so often.
Right? Shit.
Kind of.
But yeah, that's Karina's reaction.
He'll say, this, needless to say, caused all credibility we had been able to build up to this point to completely evaporate, as she decided that then would be the given moment to attempt to outbid me for the creature's affections.
There are many thoughts that are going through Karina's head right now. There are many responses to this. But when said we were gonna have a traditional house of seeing just dropping etiquette, as Karina just says, bruh. It just closes her eyes and leans back.
Tintagel will switch gear as they turn around as they turn around a roundabout, and he'll take the correct exit as indicated via his sat nav, as he'll say, "Yes, I have no idea where it came from. I suppose some misguided attempt in order to show her power, but then again, she is a landless baron. She is a landless duchess with no more power and support than I have seen, and yet she makes grand sweeping statements like she did. She makes grand sweeping statements like she did last night that she has no power to back up. I'm somewhat curious as to how it is that the House of Honor has managed to besmirch its honor so badly when it came to. We had agreed to help this poor child, and it was just forgotten and left on the wayside when the objects of personal power and glory came into view."
As much as I'd like to address this in some fashion, Your Excellency, you are right about one thing. We should not let these politics, these interpersonal things get in the way of our real objective.
I quite agree. The only reason I am informing you of this, Baroness Stormfury, is quite simply put that I do not trust this Duchess, this Gwydion, as it pertains to the hunt for these items, because if she is presented with another option for her own aggrandizement over the greater good of the project, then she has clearly already shown which way her loyalties lie.
Here's nods. Well, I am sad to hear about this.
Why is that?
Because we had spent the better part of 20 minutes convincing someone that, no, really, we're not trying to power play this.
As I've said, I have promised this CC girl that I will get her new wings. I intend to do so one way or the other. I am not doing this for any political glory. I am not doing this because I'm doing this for my own reasons. I'm creating the wings to see if I can create them. But not only that, the car will pull up outside a building, and he will say, but not only that, I'm doing it because I think she needs them. She needs something to hope for.
She nods.
Now then, we have to go and hunt a griffin.
Well, Your Excellency, shall you lead the way?
Kim, did Nolan end up providing us with the maps that we spoke about yesterday?
You kind of assume so, because, like, you just kind of got a package in the mail, and by in the mail, I mean you got a map case or a map tube just kind of wedged unceremoniously in your mailbox with a sticky note on the outside that says, "You owe a favor."
I will be clear. I didn't actually offer them a favor. What I said is I will craft them something of equal
Okay.
value.
Yeah. And it was, okay, then the message was, I will be expecting, or I await eagerly to see what is crafted.
Oh, does she not? Does she not actually want something specifically?
Yeah, she's just gonna let you, she's just gonna see what happens.
Okay. As they walk into the building, it's probably like an old abandoned fairground or something like that. That's one of the entrances into the Changeling Market. Tintagel will have Zeke hand him the map case as he'll pop it open.
He'll take the case.
And he'll as they step through into the Changeling Market, he'll unfurl the map, so he's holding it in front of his face, basically.
It is a rather beautiful map. Someone took a lot of time to painstakingly draw out each section of the dreaming in this area around Dublin. There are small little nests. You can see where someone has marked that there have been, numerous Thelaine sightings. It's pretty much got everything. Of course, there's a little disclaimer at the bottom says, is subject to change, dot. Changes very often, dot. This is good for perhaps a week, dot. It doesn't really show specific places. It's just more of, there's a little legend, and there's a little griffin's head, and if you look at the griffin's head on the legend, it says griffins have been sighted here. Remains of a griffin nest have been found here. Things of that nature. There have been dragons. Even though there's only one, and it's just at the grassy knoll, and that dragon's there because he's just kind of like, I am a prideful bitch. Look at me. Hello. And all sorts of manner of other little creature. Though you'll notice there's no ore or anything like that. It's more like a map of everything else. Yeah.
He will make a mental note that he needs to make something of suitable value for the member of House Danon. He will also contemplate that he needs to design that chimerical car, because fuck walking. But Kim, where is the nearest There Be Griffins on the map?
It's kind of far off. You might want to pick up some chimerical steeds while you're at the Changeling Market.
Fine.
It's a long way, you guess, about 5 or so hours. If you're calculating everything up on the map right. If they kind of, they understood, whoever made it understood that whoever was reading this probably didn't know much about maps. So they tried to make it very easily readable, but even at the same time, stuff can get confusing. Because maps can be hella hard to read at times.
Kimberly?
Yes?
You said that the map stated that there were remains of griffin nests?
Yeah.
All right. Zeke's going to point that out to you, Evan, and go, there might be feathers there that might just save us some headache.
I assume that is the old nest nearer or around the same distance away, or is that the nearest one to us?
The sightings are closer because they're towards a little village, quote unquote village. Because it does. The map is hella odd. Like it's sketch. Okay, it's using pen, like a calligraphy ink and shit like that. You have the dreaming, and then underneath it, very faintly, you can see, and probably a permanent. We're gonna call it a permanent pencil because we're just gonna work with that. Don't ask questions, but it's not gonna smudge. But it's like very faint. You can kind of see the actual city labeled on top of this. Like when I say somebody took their time, I mean that like it's masterwork map, which is really unfortunate because it's of the dreaming and shit always changes and it pisses everybody who makes maps off. But it seems that there's a small little village where the griffin sightings have been. And then the nest is a little further off. And it's like the remains of the nest. There is no current nest found because no one has found it quite yet. Because the griffins were like, fuck y'all, I'm gonna hide it better.
In that case, Kim, let us find steeds and be Lawrence of the Dreaming.
I'm very tempted to just say y'all find coconut shells.
We are not going for the Holy Grail, Kim. Fuck's sake.
Hey, the Holy Grail might be closer.
There is a militant non-Christian here. I think that may fuck with y'all. Don't do that.
Yeah, it was.
It
was not a throwback.
She's making a holy. She's making a Monty Python reference.
Yeah.
Please don't be militantly anti Monty Python.
I don't think Karina knows what Monty Python is.
Oh no, this was OOC.
No,
We're
I
not
didn't even
actually,
honestly.
like,
I
no.
know honestly, I'm just talking about Ice. I don't think Karina even fucking knows what Monty Python is, so she can't be anti-Monty Python.
You know, like this isn't. No, I'm not. I don't really want to deal with Christianity because that's like I don't really fuck with that. Like I know enough. Like in Bible school,
That's fair.
that
My bad.
that was yeah. So we ain't. It was a throwback to Monty Python, not like we were actually going to go on a hunt for a Holy Grail because like fuck that noise.
If it makes everybody feel better, I can make the sounds of the coconuts.
So y'all get some steeds. There are some what look to be horses. They're really similar to horses, but some of them look like ponitas. I can't remember like the evolved version of a ponita.
Rapidash.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah,
There we go. Rapidash. There's some Rapidashes, except, they're of like different colors instead of, just creamy white and then like the flaming mane and shit. And then there are some they look very similar to panthers, I suppose. Their fur kind of gleams or changes color. Like, have you guys ever pulled up, beside a car that's like one color, and then as you keep going, it just kind of changes colors as you drive beside them because it's got like one of those prismatic kind of paint jobs? Pigeon. That's what I'm thinking of. Y'all notice like some of the very common pigeons, how like the feathers at its neck can go from like blue to purple and all of this and that.
Yep.
That's pretty much like this kind of panther-esque, except instead of feathers, it's fur. Then, because I'm gonna be that bitch, there's a chocobo. So I'm gonna make one of you guys ride on a chocobo.
Karina's gonna look at it weirdly because she doesn't know what the fuck Final Fantasy is. She's gonna be like, "What? What is that giant chicken?"
Hey, it's a chocobo.
Zeke, what in Odin's name is a chocobo?
It's a giant chicken. I'll explain it later.
Without talking, without looking at people, Tintag's going to very calmly walk up and hop onto one of the horses because he's just like, nope, I'm not dealing with chickens or giant cats.
Hell, just for the cinematics of it, and because I've got a couple of dots in it, with some help, I'm assuming Zeke will get up on the chocobo.
Kim, is there a Black Panther here?
Yes, but it's got the prismatic fur, but it's kind of like, it's got, okay, its fur is black, but when you kind of shift and when it moves, you can kind of see underneath it that there are layers of probably like purple and blue fur.
Okay. She's gonna hop on the cat. If the cat's okay with it, that is. She'll probably, hit it up first and be like, hey, how's it going?
It'll kind of.
Cool. Getting some background noise, Marcus.
Yeah, I'm wondering what other animals are there?
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm just looking at pictures of chocobos now, and they're so fucking adorable as little chicks. There's. Trying to think of more animals.
Is there a wolfy hellhound looking thing that's not actually the hellhound, but kind of sort of looks like it?
The closest semblance to that is the panther. That Karina's riding on. Is the closest semblance to one of those here.
I'll just get on a horse and not care. I don't have any ride skill. Is that all right?
That's fine.
Guess who else doesn't have ride?
I'm assuming like all of you.
Let's get it.
Well,
I have a metric crap ton of drive, which is why I need to build a chimerical car.
Yeah, I thought ride kind of fell under the drive skill.
No, it's its own skill.
Yeah, no. That's what all Karina has is animal cannon. Ask very nicely for it to not get super rowdy when is this a man? Is this a male or a female panther?
It's a female.
It's a what?
It's a female.
Okay, I was gonna ask if it's a non-binary panther, but all right. So yeah, Karina can just ask her really nicely to not get super crazy when she moves.
If they have a nightmare handy, I'll write it.
This is not the motherfucking vampire counts, for Christ's sake. We do not ride bards nightmares into battle. Jesus, blood dragony Christ.
Wait for the Ulster war plot. We're gonna ride nightmares into combat.
No, when the Ulster war plot comes, I'm having a tank.
Those of you who don't have tanks will have these beautiful guys. I'm already prepared for this shit.
I'm cool with it.
It's gonna be amazing.
What is that? I want one. I want one of that.
That's
Whatever
actually,
it is, let me have it.
I'm kind of. This is the it's the hellhound. How the hellhound actually looks.
Nice.
I know I didn't describe it really well in that other scene when y'all met it, but yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah.
Described it pretty well because that's pretty similar to what I was imagining.
Yeah.
Me likey.
It does have some very fast growing cubs, that's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, sorry.
You know what, there's another mount there that's not a horse, because I'm gonna just throw this in there. It kind of looks partially like a griffin, but it doesn't have wings, and instead of having, the features of the lion and everything, it instead has the head of a snowy owl. So, I have a picture, but it's got wings, but just imagine it without wings. So it's like this, but without wings.
That is cool.
I will ride Judgment the Mount.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
It's just
You
gonna
didn't tell
judge.
me there was an owl. If there was an owl, my house symbol, fam. Alright, that's cool though.
There
I
are
got-
more.
No, I have a Black Panther already. Although everyone can hear Karina almost like without her knowledge, just kind of say, Wakanda forever.
Can't wait till that movie comes out.
Right? I'm so ready!
It's gonna be so good.
What movie is this?
Black Panther?
I have issue. I don't. I mean, Black Panther to me is just congratulations. You're a slightly richer Tony Stark, and you have a slightly less cool costume.
Damn, alright, that's fair.
I wish they'd given him like
Agreed.
cool ass super. I wish they'd given him cool superpowers. Like, I mean, there's a whole bunch of like cool shamanistic stuff and like really African stuff they could have given him, but no, they just gave him like a super suit and a whole crap load of money.
Actually, he does have actual superpowers.
Yeah.
Does he?
You're also forgetting the one other thing that he has that makes him super awesome. An incredibly high amount of melanin.
Oh, I get that. Okay. Sorry, Evan's brain just kind of had a moment where it's like, tweet, 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 tweet.
Yes, I mount judgment.
As you get close, it hella judges you. Like, it's gonna stand there all regal and stuff, but as you get closer, it's just kind of giving you that eyes, like, if this bitch-ass red cap fucking tries me today.
I'm going to intimidate judgment.
Oh,
No! Okay, look, if you want to turn up in the stables, that's fine. You go ahead, roll you.
Oh god. I swear to Christ, panics the rest of the mounts and I get thrown off this motherfucking Rapidash looking horse. I'm gonna be pissed.
And Cade will do that thing that you don't do in the role-playing game. He goes to the stable master, whoever it is, and he says, "Where's that thing you don't let people ride?"
Okay, here we go. He just kind of looks at you and says, "You are not." How to put this? It looks like
Somebody make this thing.
no, it looks like he's trying to figure out how to phrase this, and then he ends up saying, "You're not going to be able to write it."
Let me give it a shot.
I have a fine selection of Chimera already there.
Where is it?
I'm just kind of giving you that look like, really? Really?
I give him a look back like, "Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah."
Okay. It leads you kind of away from the stables. You didn't really notice that, but there's a really big ass, scary looking cave with spider webs all over the place. And the stable master, she just kind of motions in with one hand and says, "Well, you have fun."
Let's get it.
The red cap was never seen again.
nah, let's see. Let's see. I want to see how he does this. Although Karina is going to look over. Where's Kincaid?
Kincaid starts clenching and unclenching his gauntlets. Winter 3.
Okay.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
It's not a cat. What you see, actually, what you hear first is this unimaginable skitter. Just clacking of the, oh my god, I can't remember what they're called. Man, I did a lot of,
Helps.
yeah, there we go. I kind of remembered them because I had a Kumo that had something to do with those, and like I completely forgot what it was called. Oh, she had the retractable ones, yeah. And they're just clicking together and chittering, and you see this giant ass black widow. But you don't actually see it. It just kind of, you can see its gleaming eyes, just kind of leering back at you. It's got a tiny little saddle bow. Kind of. So it looks like someone's tried. But there's also, you can notice there's a very, there's a cocoon kind of hanging up on the wall, and it's where you can kind of guess the last rider kind of is chilling.
Well, apparently it was trained as a riding beast. He has to assume that it has been because someone got a saddle on it, so it knows how to be a riding beast. At which point, Kincaid kind of clears his throat. He punches the side of the wall and he says, "Get over here!" Sub-Zero. I mean, like Scorpion does. And
Okay.
about to scream flawless victory and shit. I'm gonna try and intimidate the damn thing into coming and do what I wanted to do.
Okay.
I would ask what the red cap's animal ken is, but I'm afraid to ask.
The red cap doesn't have animal kin. He has lots of intimidation though.
Yes, because startling a wild animal is totally what you want to do.
It's not wild though; it's been trained.
Yeah, that was. If it was wild, I wouldn't try this because that would be useless. It would just attack.
You assume.
I assume much. I will attempt.
Okay.
And Kincaid died. Michael Benji.
Kincaid was there 1 minute, then he was over there, up there, over there, and over there.
That's not how spiders.
I don't think there's enough.
Spray, though.
I don't think there's enough prosthetics for me to fix that.
But that's not how spiders kill their prey, though, guys. Huh?
But Evan, we are Hostugel, and I am a knocker. We will try.
Damn right.
We restored 10% of Marcus. The rest of it, or 10% of Kincaid. The rest of it is.
I got one success. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
I got two actually. My bad.
No, because there are 2 1s. Oh, you spent a willpower. Yeah, that's a success. Wait, do you have an intimidation spec?
No.
Oh yeah, because it was a lower dip. I don't know where my head is today. Yeah. We're gonna see how it does on its. Okay, so it got 1 success on that. So it chitters angrily and it looks pissed as fuck. But you don't really know how a spider's face is conferring that much emotion, but it is. Don't question it in my really shitty descriptions. And it will slowly start coming back out of the, it will start coming out of the out of its lair. Doesn't look happy about it though.
And it understood me, the motherfucker. Oh, I knew it. It gets over there and when it gets over there, I'll try and mount it.
That's fine. When I say it's got a... Okay. Hold on. I have a picture for this as well.
Okay, no, don't bring that up. Tim has arachnophobia.
Oh shit, that's right.
With the descriptions, don't bring up the picture. Otherwise, homeboy's gonna have to go to a new stream. Like the scene.
No, I got you. Forgot about that. My bad. So it's got a... You could probably guess a Slua was more than likely the one who is currently, who is the rider of this mount, or is usually the rider of this mount, because it's got a nice, when you see a Victorian chair, it's got the red velvet and the little buttons and plush and shit like that. That's pretty much what this quote-unquote saddle is. But you managed to get your red cap ass up there. It's not particularly easy. By the way, this spider is massive, okay? Because it's got to be pretty fucking big to carry a person. And it's not really reins. You can kind of guess that you just kind of tilt yourself where you want it to go. It's very kind of complicated to ride.
Great.
You're the one who wanted it. Not my favorite.
Is there? I'm gonna turn around because you said it was a slua that I probably assumed it has it. I look on the chair. Does it have a name?
Doesn't have a name. It has initials.
Okay.
The initials are AM.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh my.
Oh,
Marcus, you're stealing the Spy Master spider.
I'm sorry. What?
You're stealing the Spy Master's spider.
I'm not stealing it. I'm gonna give it back.
Aurelius comes by later. He's just like, Susan, I'm here. Where's Susan?
Guys heard he wanted the mount that no one was gonna, that's never, that no one was supposed to ride. Just saying. I'm just putting that out there. Not my fault. And of course, the fucking Slua's gotta ride a spider, don't judge me. So, you managed to kind of lead the spider. Not easy, but you manage it. And so, yeah, you guys, you're all kind of waiting outside, probably for Kincaid. Because y'all probably are just kind of like, did he get eaten? Or is he coming back with like a churro or something? Like, what's going on?
Karina may or may not be talking to the cat now.
The cat has some pleasant conversations. It's just kind of like, I really fucking hate this.
Karina will actually look surprised. You do not like to be ridden?
Like, do you?
It will just kind of very blatantly say, when you could be out hunting and enjoying your life and being free, would you rather be stuck in a stable with limited periods of time to be outside roaming?
Hear that. I'll tell you what, if we come across some good food on the way, we can go and hunt it down, okay?
It flicks its ears back and kind of like, okay, I got you.
Not kind of like strokes the cat.
Yeah. You guys are, doing y'all's own thing. And then you see this kind of clunky red cap with this gigantic Black Widow spider. Just kind of stroll on up to you guys.
You guys ready to go?
I'm not going to ask any questions. Yes, I am ready to go.
Zeke's got that exact same look on his face as Karina just voiced.
Tintagel, as ever, appears not to care.
Okay. We're gonna montage to you guys just kind of heading out that way. Y'all can talk amongst yourselves because I have to go for a moment because I need to get like things and stuff, and so y'all go talk because I will be right back.
Oh, question before you get. Oh, damn it.
What?
Oh, is the spider able to be talked to with Karina's house phone?
Yes.
She may not actually talk to it. She may just kind of see if she can listen and hear what the fuck she's saying.
There's lots of chittering. Most of it is just it. Okay, it doesn't speak a lot. You'll hear the phrases like, "I really hope this imbecile dies," and "I want to drink his fluids and destroy him," and all this and that. The spider's just talking mad shit, and then it says one phrase, and it kind of sticks with you because while your character hasn't met the spy master and doesn't know about the spy master, it says Mordrake is going to be furious when he finds out. Mordrake will be furious when I tell him.
Sus eyes intensify.
And it then just goes back to little things like I'm a kill. It just basically goes back to saying death threats. But you guys are on the road again. It's so great to be on the road again. So y'all can talk amongst yourselves as y'all are on the road because I will be right back.
All right, Tim has BRB too.
What? Why are you guys looking at me like that?
Guys, it's now officially gotten early here. Like 8:45 in the morning. I need to get some sleep. So I'm gonna drop. Will you guys just let Tim and Kim know that I needed to get sleep?
Yeah.
No worries. Marcus, plan husband seducing demon dances. Go.
Oh God. Okay.
What could possibly go wrong?
Not a whole lot when people are gonna have really stupid low mental MDVs.
Yeah, if you combine some social charms, like some presence charms, some socialized charms, and some military charms, you can legitimately make a legion in like 3 weeks of training. You're just like, well,
It can. If that's the game you want to play, yeah, that's the thing that can be done.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head to bed. Awesome gaming with you. As I say, poke me if you get a griffin feather. Also, if you get a baby griffin, he'll pay you handsomely. I will name it Norbert.
Bye, Evan.
Talk to you guys later.
Well, this is some wonderful conversation.
I had 3 RB too. I just got back myself.
Evan say why he left or was up.
It's sleepy time.
Oh, I haven't had to go bed. Oh.
Do y'all want to continue or put it on pause till next time?
I'm cool for either. How you feeling, Marcus?
I gotta leave at 3:30 my time. Well, 3:45 my time. So
Isn't that like
Little
right
un-
now?
it's like a little under an hour.
Oh, okay. You're only 2 hours ahead. My bad. You ain't on the East Coast.
No, that's an hour west.
Yeah. Kim, can you knock this out in less than an hour? At least this aspect.
I'm not too sure honestly, because it really depends upon the party at that point, and if the players are going to do the I'ma just fight it, or if they're gonna do the I'ma try to talk, or what.
I can tell you this much. I think Karina and Kincaid are probably gonna have two different approaches. Karina would prefer to talk to them, just because Karina actually prefers to preserve the. She'd rather not just murk a fucking like animal of this forest just to take like a feather.
Yeah.
It's a little wasteful to her.
Mhm.
And she is trying to conserve the forest as much as she can. So she would try to talk to them.
Okay. What can go on then is it can just be we can pause it here and then pick up like tomorrow before like that mage thing goes on, so just whenever everyone is around.
Okay. I'm okay with that. It could be after the maid scene too, depending on how we're feeling. We can feel it out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And just see what's up.
Yeah, I don't mind calling it here. I'm okay with that.
Okay. Everybody good?
Yush.
Okay. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers. I don't think we had any. Yeah, we didn't have any. For watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Goodbye.